Well, I'm standing with Steve Schreiner in the beautiful Schreiner's Iris Garden. And Steve, today we are going to be, of course, talking about irises, aren't we?
That's right. Even though ISIS is in the news, we're talking about iris.
Because they're getting that confused, aren't they?
How many times do we have to keep pointing that out?
It's
today?
iris,
Yeah.
iris. Well, one of the things about irises that I think is fascinating, and you have an example to show us
Yes.
here, is what we call the perfect iris today. What is this one?
Okay, this is called Dusky Challenger, and this is an example
Wow.
of a perfect iris. And this was quoted to me by a lady, Shirley Trio in San Jose, who's in 7 societies, and she said this one and our Silverado are perfect in judging. This has been #1 in the American Iris Society polling for at least 15 years, and you can see why. It's big.
It looks fake. It doesn't
It
even
looks
look real.
fake,
It's
yeah.
stunning.
Look at how many flowers per
Yeah.
stalk, blooming at the same
At the
time,
same- yeah.
large flowers, blooms all over the United States, grows like a weed, great substance, and so it's just
And
just
here's the
magnificent.
thing, I get to hold
by
this
the-
one. Go ahead.
Yeah, you get the whole. I don't know if I named it. It's Dusky Challenger.
And it's absolutely stunning. However, I want you guys to see the difference. Tell me about this one.
William's holding this one. This is called the Red Douglas. I was just kidding. This came out almost 100 years ago. When it came out, it was a sensation because it was really an advance in the red iris. And like
And the perfect iris was this one then, 100 years
yeah,
ago.
isn't that interesting? But this was a diploid. See, with the old dog's tongue, narrower falls.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
just look at all the development in about 100 years.
100 years.
It's just so, I love history. It's just so interesting.
Well, now, let's say that I don't have the perfect iris in my garden at home, what are some things that we can do in our gardens at home to help keep them looking beautiful and keep them looking good?
Well, things to do right now. One thing you can do is, this is italic light here. Once the iris flower is bloomed out, you can groom it by removing that spent
So you just
flower.
snapped it off,
Just
right?
snap it off.
Oh, that's
And-
easy.
And you can go right down the stalk and do that. Here's another one. Helps it look a lot nicer. But normally, to help them look nice, keep them weed free, try to keep the weeds down.
And what about fertilizer at this time of year? Is that needful?
Fertilizing ideally should be done a month before they bloom, around April 1st, 5 or 6, 10, 10, not too much. And normally they don't need water before they bloom because we live here in the Pacific
Yeah.
Northwest. Every 3 to 4 years in the summer or fall, dig them up, divide them, and transplant them. Plant the biggest ones because those are the ones most likely to bloom
To have the better
the
blooms.
next year, about 18 inches apart. Then they'll go 3 to 4 years. And you can also use superphosphate and compost and so forth to enrich the soil.
Sure.
But they need 12 inches of good dirt too.
And then they'll just go from there.
Yeah.
Now, tell me that every year you guys have such a great time out here. Tell me what's going on this year.
Yeah, we do. We have the Kaiser Iris Festival. Last weekend it was Mother's Day. That was the first peak weekend.
Yeah.
This weekend's going to be the second peak weekend, a little past peak, but still all kinds of bloom. And the Kaiser Iris Festival, there's a parade in Kaiser that starts at 10. And so we get a lot of people coming out from Kaiser.
Sure.
And the bloom is still really wonderful. And then the following weekend, we're going to have on Memorial Day, our barbecue for the Knights of Columbus.
Which is
Jervis,
delicious. It's always
barbecue
so good.
chicken, and a bluegrass band, Fadin' by 9 bluegrass band, playing from I think 1 to 4:30.
And you still have a lot of the plants that you have as companion plantings out here for sale, don't you?
Quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Quite a few. We have a gift shop, companion plant area, so there's really a lot for people to spend a half or almost all day
Yeah.
or just trying to
why
see
not all
them.
day?
Yeah, two different gardens, 10 acres, so it's just gorgeous. I just wish I could be out in this garden more. but I have to be doing other
Well,
work.
you have real work to do behind the scenes, don't you, Steve?
Well, no, I like talking to you though, William. So,
Well, let me tell
just
you,
kidding, just
every year that I come out here, I go, wow, there's always something that still takes my breath away, and it's been well over a decade I've been coming out here. So for more information on this great annual event, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. Steve, I'm going to take your hand and shake
Thank
it,
you
my
so
friend.
much,
Thank
William.
you.
Thank you.